This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody. We thought, what a great opportunity. We didn't have time to do this during the show when we had our special guest, Joel Creasey, with us.
Hey, Joel.
Special guest. That's so nice.
You
I
asked
know.
Yeah.
Well, because it's Eurovision weekend.
It is.
And there's been a bit of scandal, shall we say.
Yes. So, what happened is when I put my tour dates on sale, Perth. It was the Perth dates that caught me out. Some eagle-eyed. Is that the term? Eagle-eyed?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh my God, go me! I'm so intellectual. Some eagle-eyed Eurovision fans noticed I was going to be in Perth, so we had to.
That's how you outed yourself as not hosting it.
Yeah, Miff and I had resigned months prior, but
it wasn't public knowledge.
It wasn't public knowledge. So, it's funny that I'm here in Perth. So I woke up this morning and I actually haven't had a chance to watch any Eurovision yet, except my algorithm, of course, is very heavily Eurovision. And, cannot believe that Gojo representing Australia in semi-final 2, which I believe, looking at the lineup, was
was that the hot
tougher,
one?
Yeah, they always call one of them a bloodbath, and that was, I think, semi-2.
And he was the opening act, wasn't he?
He was number one, which
is that harder?
It's not great in the grand final when there's 26. I think in the semis when there are 10 competing and then you've got the 3 of the big 5. God, it's confusing.
Yeah. A lot of rules.
There's so many rules and they love to change them every year just to keep us on our toes.
Like letting Australia in?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So Gojo is the milkshake man is not.
So he's a local WA boy, born and bred in Manjimup, actually.
That's right. He is WA. He's a babe.
He played a bit of waffle footy, Sean.
Did he really?
Yeah.
We probably talked about this earlier on. Well, I knew he was from WA.
Obviously, you don't remember.
Well,
what did you think of the song?
I liked it. It was, I think, for us, for Australia, it was a very different entrant for us.
No, because we'll remember Dami Im, and she came within a whisker of winning.
She came
it.
second.
She really should have won.
And the year Kate Miller-Heidke competed with Zero Gravity, which I think is some of the most amazing staging in Eurovision history. The morning we woke up, she was on all the betting sites and even the Eurovision odds sites as the number one to win.
Yeah.
And if your country wins, one of your commentators goes on stage and interviews.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, interviews them.
So were you and Miff, what were you doing? Arm wrestling for the right?
No, our decision was that Miff, who has more years broadcasting, would stay in the commentary box, and also because I can leg it down the stairs because the commentary boxes are right up in the rafters, I could make it down to the stage faster, and I would do the stage component.
We've seen you sprint around a room at the Ronald McDonald House Ball, so we know what you're capable of doing.
I'm wearing my shoes tonight. What am I thinking?
Do you not remember the blisters?
You're amazing.
I only just recovered.
I got to ask you, that commentary box situation, because I don't...
Did you watch the
glamorous,
Eurovision film?
is it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Did you watch the film, The Fire Saga with Will Ferrell?
Yes, I loved it.
Okay, this is why the one thing about
I love
that
the
movie,
song.
Yeah,
I used to play it all the time.
It's I think it's going to be a musical. The one thing that irks me about that film is the commentary boxes are not that glamorous.
Yeah, right.
We call them the sweat box. They are tiny. They fit 2 people, but we'd squeeze like some producers in as well.
Yes.
And you've got like a tiny little version of what you've got, Ross, like a tiny little panel that basically has an on and off mic.
Yep.
And you get to know each other intimately.
Yeah. So you're basically sitting on one knee.
Yeah. So,
Ross, are you a Eurovision guy?
No, I remember I did some TV.
Oh, straight, are you?
yeah.
I did some TV crosses, and it was at 4 a.m, and people who stay up all night, they get into it. They'd hired out a movie theatre and were watching the full thing. That was when, what was his name? Danny, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I would have been there. Sheldon Riley.
Voyager.
Oh,
They did. Well, they did very well. They came ninth.
Great song.
Australia has done really well over the years. The last 2 years we haven't qualified for the grand final.
Yeah. Now, famously, the way, because I remember watching it way back when Terry Wogan used to do the commentary, and he would always say things like, "Well, big surprise, Turkey's given all of their votes to Germany," right?
Yes.
Because there's a bit of a geopolitical kind of thing going on.
The Scandies vote together.
Vote for one another, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Greece and Cyprus always vote. They didn't last year, and I was like, here we go. They're going to give their 12 points to blah, blah, and they didn't. So that was awesome. Thank you, Greece and Cyprus.
Yeah.
And we sort of seem to team up I've noticed with maybe like the UK and Sweden are kind of our voting block, but they didn't give us much help.
Can I ask about, I don't know the voting situation. How does that play out?
Oh, I don't know if they've changed it again this year. I think normally it's 50% jury, 50% public if it's a tie, public override jury. But I think now in the semi-finals, it's just audience vote and the juries just come in for the grand final to award their 12 points. So that's 12 points.
Yeah.
12 points.
You on?
Okay.
Yeah.
That was really sexual.
Sexy, right? And so yeah, it's very confusing. There's lots of numbers being thrown around, and by that point, it's like you're 4 hours into the broadcast, and maybe Miff and I might have had a draw out one. So yeah, numbers aren't really either of our strength.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
You can pass on this question if you like, but obviously you've done it for a number of years. You didn't do
8,
it.
yes.
Didn't do it this year. Why not?
Me and Miff were going to resign like a couple of years ago, just because it's. I started here at radio.
Yeah.
Miff was doing radio as well, so it was very hard for us both to get out for a week and also get back. And we'd be exhausted, and people go like, "Oh, what's Lisbon like?" I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I can tell you what the back of the arena looks like. So it was so much fun. I think we just did it. We kept doing it because we love Eurovision, but we love each other. Yeah, she's truly the best. She's so great. And yeah, we just thought 8 years, time to hand over the reins. And now Tony Armstrong and Courtney act.
That's quite the combo
what a
too.
combo.
Yeah.
Well, you get to know each other really intimately.
Yes.
Miff and I have shared a toothbrush. We've had to get nude in the commentary booth changing outfits before. So if Tony and Courtney come home dating, I won't be surprised. I will not be surprised.
I mean, it's what we've all been hoping for.
Absolutely.
What city was it in this year?
It was it's in Switzerland.
It's in Basel.
In Basel.
A missed opportunity to be able to see Basel.
I know. Although, I really can't afford to go to Switzerland.
So, I know it is ludicrously expensive. So it's in Basel, Switzerland, so beautiful. But you went when it was in Kiev.
My very first year was in Kiev in Ukraine.
Which is extraordinary to think now that Kiev, you wouldn't go there in a million years.
It's wild. And we had the most beautiful Ukrainian sort of escorts that took us around and took care of us. And I think about them all the time. But they put on, Ukraine are very good at Eurovision.
Yes.
They've won several times. And it was Ukraine. Right. The reason we were in Ukraine was the year prior, it was Ukraine that pipped Dami for the win. Jamala.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If you win, you get to host it. But if Australia won, we're not going to have it here, surely.
With the time difference, we wouldn't be able to. I think I don't know the plans. I'm not in the loop anymore. I'm not on the WhatsApp. But
you're the closest we've got to an expert.
I think what would happen is it would be like when Ukraine did win 2 or 3 years ago, and it would be a collaboration with another country, which
proxy.
is a great way to get their 12 points.
Yeah.
Great for tourism, but then some countries don't want to win because it's very expensive. Yeah. So it's a bit of a mixed bag.
And do you have a favourite for this year, or are you not across the form?
I like Malta. Oh. Have you heard the name of her song?
No.
I don't think I can say it.
You can say it's a podcast.
Oh, it's called Serving Kant. How would you pronounce that?
Oh.
Serving Kant.
Kant.
Yeah, she's had to change it for the for Eurovision, but she's very popular with the crowd. I don't know what she's changed the lyrics to for.
No, what does it mean in Maltese?
Yeah, that's completely different.
Well, ask Tony and Courtney.
On the subtitles, it's spelt Kant. So
I love a Malteser.
Yeah, there's lots of rules. You're also not allowed to mention in your lyrics like brand names. I remember when Dami was doing it, I was told the story that she said the words FaceTime.
Wow.
But she had to sort of change the way she delivered it.
Because you can say like FaceTime is also just a saying, as in I gave it some FaceTime.
Well, I think that's what that was
their
Australia
argument.
argued.
Yeah.
But I think Queen Dami's going to return to Eurovision at some stage.
She was so good. I can remember other contestants just saying her voice blew everybody away. Oh, and the way because she just sat there and sang, and that pillar kind of rose out of the mist.
Yeah.
She was
And then even Team Australia, that huge note she does at the end, which was an opt-up in the grand final from what she did in the semi-final, was not, like, even Team Australia didn't know she was going to hit that. She just went for it, which is a real risk.
Yeah, isn't it?
Paid off.
Extraordinary.
I've got a friend who does drag, and his drag alter ego, I know me, his drag alter ego is Dami Him.
Oh,
I love it.
Dami loves it when I tell her that story.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Well, Joel, thank you for your Eurovision insights.
We're a full bowl.
Great weekend of it.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.